The Las Vegas Raiders have placed Denzelle Good on this reserved list, retired reserved list, meaning Denzelle Good, according to Ian Rappaport and many others, has officially retired from the NFL. This is surprising news because, as Tashawn Reed from The Athletic noted earlier today, that Denzelle Good actually hadn't missed practice besides this past Sunday, and I guess we kind of foreshadowed and knew this was to come. He was originally on the physically unable to perform list for the first day of camp, but then he was taken off that list. And we were starting to think, him and Drake off the PUP list. Does that mean Denzelle Good's coming back? Keep in mind, in 2021, John Gruden really hyped this dude up. He was the oldest offensive lineman going into the 2021 season, and a lot of people thought he was going to be a team captain, a leader, and he was stoked and had tons of enthusiasm. Unfortunately, he suffered a season-long injury in 2021 and obviously was not able to play and hasn't seen the field since. Quite unfortunate because, this guy is sort of the type of player you don't always see, the type of player that isn't highly drafted, kind of fights around the NFL for a while, and then earns his spot and becomes a legit starter for an NFL team for several years and is even someone who they're thinking about in the long term. So kind of unfortunate because he is a guy who really did come up sort of from the bottom in a lot of ways. Now, we're going to talk about what this means for the rest of the offensive line, what this means for other players on the team, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Denzelle Good as well and just Raiders and training camp in general. But first, like this video if you haven't already and subscribe to the Raiders Rundown for more Raiders content from me, WiFiWillie. And also, do not forget to ring the bell to get notifications. We are going to be live during the preseason game, and we're going to be live during every single Raiders game this year, giving you the play-by-play, giving you the reaction, me, crying my heart out when something great happens and pulling my hair out when something bad happens, bro. That's what's going to happen on our live stream. Denzelle Good started 43 games in 7 seasons, long career, and was finally having some of his better years with the Raiders. And we've had 2 offensive linemen retire so far. We got Richie Incognito this year, Denzelle Good. Obviously, Incognito has been out of services for some time, more than Denzelle Good. But Denzelle Good, unfortunately, hanging it up today, kind of surprising. But we also did re-sign Jordan Meredith, who we previously, I believe, waived, and now Denzelle Good is going to be on that reserve retired list. And you see that there, guard/tackle. Never forget, 2020, there were some times where we needed some help because Trent Brown, I think he ate too many Snickers, or who knows what Trent Brown was doing. But he was not available, and we needed a tackle. And Denzelle Good switched to guard, was a team player, and helped us out at tackle for some time when people like Sam Young weren't available. So you got to like Denzelle Good for stuff like that. Hey, Denzelle Good, 36 games and 23 starts since joining the Raiders in 2018. Floated around, really emerged in 2020 with a career high of 14 starts. Like I said, this guy's been a veteran, not highly drafted in the 7th round by the Colts in 2015, but he fought. He fought his way to a starting spot, and that's what you like to see, somebody hanging around in the NFL for a while, fighting to get their day. Unfortunately, it was cut short. But 62 games at both guard and tackle and 43 starts over his 7-year career. Congratulations to Denzelle Good for having a great career. A career, even though it's shorter than probably he wants, it's a career that a lot of people wish they could have. A lot of people wish they could make it that far, and most people don't ever get this far. So hats off to Denzelle Good. He's probably a little disappointed that he has to hang it up, because he obviously wanted to play, but he still had a great career in the NFL. Now, Tashawn Reed of The Athletic talked about this guy earlier. He's over there at the practices lately, and one thing that he's bringing up is Lester Cotton Sr., who quietly has been around the team since 2019. You see him on the practice squad, sometimes on the roster, usually on the practice squad. But during minicamp, we saw him lining up with the first team. However, we couldn't overreact because it's minicamp, right? You can't get too crazy about that. And we know John Simpson, the 4th-round pick out of Clemson in 2020, the only player remaining from the 2020 draft, the horrific 2020 draft. Tanner Muse, Lynn Bowden. We obviously know about the Netway and the Ruggs, but Tanner Muse, Lynn Bowden, now Brian Edwards. All these people are gone from the 2020 draft. Muse, Bowden, Ruggs, Arnett, Brian Edwards, all these people, but we still got John Simpson there who could probably start now that Denzelle Good's services aren't going to be with the Las Vegas Raiders, now that he is retiring, you could see John Simpson start. I mean, he started a lot of last year, and you heard McDaniels and Ziegler mention that in their press conferences since they've been inducted at their positions with the team. They did say that you can never take away the value of reps, of in-game live reps, starting reps, and John Simpson had tons of reps starting at left guard last year in 2021. Yes, we also have Lester Cotton Sr. He's always still been more of a practice squad guy, and you don't really know if he's ready, but hey, he did do some first-team reps in minicamp just this past month. So it's quite possible these guys will be competing for that remaining spot. When you're looking at the offensive line, it's going to get tricky. We know Andre James looks like he's in line to start at center, even though Dylan Parham has also been taking reps. He seems like he's the backup center. So you got Colton Miller, possibly Simpson, James, and Parham, or maybe you get Lester Cotton, James, and then Parham. I feel like Parham, because he was highly drafted, might get his opportunity. Who knows? Maybe, there could be a situation where it's John Simpson and Lester Cotton Sr. with James in the middle, and those are interior offensive linemen, and maybe Parham's the backup. Who knows? We're going to have to really find out when the pads come on this upcoming Wednesday, I believe. The pads come on Wednesday. That's when you're going to really figure out, what is going to happen with this team, who's really going to stand out, who can really handle it. Because, yes, Lester Cotton, he's taking snaps at minicamp, right? But there's no pads on. I mean, these guys are just lining up. It's more cerebral, right? It's not the contact, right? And that's when we're really going to figure out what's happening with these players. So I'm excited to see, because now we got another competition. I mean, I really did think if Denzelle Good was healthy and he came off that PUP list, physically unable to perform list, then he's maybe in line to obviously start, since he was doing so well if he's healthy. Now this kind of throws a wrench in the spokes, and things have changed, and some opportunities have opened up for these offensive linemen. Who's going to capitalize? Who is going to take advantage of this opportunity? John Simpson, Lester Cotton Sr., Dylan Parham, who are going to be the guys? I'm curious to see who's going to be the starter. Let me know. Who do you think the starting guards are going to be week 1? I know we got preseason. We're going to see some stuff. But if you had to guess today, who would be the starting guards week 1 against the Chargers for the Las Vegas Raiders? I want you to let me know. And I want to also let you know that if you want more NFL content, we're going to be opening and doing more content on our other channel, The Rundown. You can see it on our homepage. Subscribe to that channel for NFL content about the rest of the teams in the league from a biased Raiders fan perspective, because you already know I got to give my biased Raiders fan perspective with no shame, with just facts only, right? And obviously we got our content here. So like this video if you watched it, and if you're watching it all the way through, and subscribe to the Raiders Rundown for more Raiders content. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.